Last night, the political ground shook, and the Republicans are worried. Democrats just didn't win, they won big. Virginia, New Jersey, California, and right here in New York, all sent a message that's louder than the campaign ads and clearer than the spin. And the face of that message? Zohran Mamdani. By the way, who I voted for because I think we need a change. Mamdani, a Democratic Socialist, not the party darling, asked Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. He's also not the Wall Street favorite, but he's the man who just became the mayor of New York City. While the establishment bet against him, the people bet on change. And the Seating Unbalanced Views, we're breaking down what this means for Democrats, for Trump, and for the America's political soul. Because this wasn't just an election, it was a wake-up call. In Virginia, Abigail Spanberger made history, the state's first woman governor, running on a simple, powerful theme: affordability. In New Jersey, it's the same thing. People didn't care about any party slogans. They're caring about what they could afford their lives. California doubled down, people. They passed a redistricting measure that locks in a long-term Democratic edge. No different from what we saw being done, previously done in Texas. And then came the big one in New York City. Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic Socialist. He beat former Governor Andrew Cuomo, a man who has establishment connections, name recognitions, deep pockets, and the support of the president, Donald Trump. That's not just a win, that's a revolution at the ballot boxes. Young, energetic, articulate, and getting it done. Let's talk about the man, Mamdani. Who is he really? Zohran Mamdani, born in Uganda to Indian parents, raised in Queens, came up as an organizer. He's about rent control, he's about health care, he's about dignity and justice. Not the slogan, things he's lived by, it's substance. And because of that, they call him a communist. You see, every time someone in America talks about fairness or wealth distribution, the old guards dust off the old same Cold War playbook. Label him a communist. It creates anxiety, as if wanting affordable housing means you're trying to start the old Soviet Union. But here's the truth. Mamdani's vision isn't about state control. It's about shared opportunity. He's not trying to take away your freedom. He's trying to make sure your landlord doesn't take your paycheck and doesn't deny you food to put on the table. That's not communism. That's just plain common sense. The word socialism or communism used to be a scare tactic. Now it's just a very lazy label that doesn't land anymore because people are seeing through it. The rich use it a lot, especially those billionaires and the president, to create havoc and fear and concern, but it's old and dated. People are realizing this. The real danger isn't wealth distribution, it's wealth concentration. And we see a lot of that. And when billionaires own everything, from your rent to your news, just look at Fox News and Wall Street Journal, and to your vote, the real question is this: who's the radical? The man is asking for fairness or equality, not a system that just protects greed. Mamdani didn't just win with progressive or Muslim voters, as many would want you to think. He won with a wave of young Jewish voters too. After he's been branded as anti-Semitic for criticizing Israel's war in Gaza. That tells you this. Young people are waking up. They are voting. They're conscientious. They believe in humanity. Those young Jewish voters said, you can stand for peace without betraying your identity. They voted for conscience, not fear. They saw through the manipulation, and they made history by standing on the side of humanity. That's not a religious divide. That's moral evolution. And frankly, maybe moral revolution. And of course, Mr. Ego, Mr. Everywhere, Mr. Ubiquitous, Trump had to insert himself. He came out last minute and endorsed Andrew Cuomo, telling Republicans to back him over Curtis Silva, the Republican candidate. And yeah, it appears that some followed, but it wasn't enough. The wave was too big. If anything, I believe it energized Mamdani's base. Because when Trump plays kingmaker, as he likes to do, people remember this isn't about solutions, it's about control. And voters are done being props in his ego show. He failed, as he did all night last night. People are tired of culture wars, tired of hearing about patriotism from politicians who only pay their staff a living wage, tired of inflation, rent hikes, and leaders just want to be in the news arguing on cable TV while regular folks drown in their inability to pay their bills. This election wasn't left versus right. It was comfortable versus struggling. People are asking one question: can I make it? And the candidates who answered that question directly, simply, humanly, they won. That's why affordability beats ideology any day. It's not a buzzword, it's survival. Affordability was the Democrats' theme in Virginia, in New Jersey, in New York, and that theme resonated. Now, let's think about Trump. Trump's problem isn't that people forgot him, it's that they remembered him too well. They remember ICE, or they know about ICE breaking up families, arresting American citizens, putting them in circumstances and in facilities which are not humane. They remember him talking about executing drug dealers without trial. They remember the Epstein file, still sealed, still protecting the powerful, maybe even protecting himself. And they see inflation, rent, and healthcare still suffocating them while Congress sits frozen. They remember when Trump ran and he talked about inflation. And he talked about we're going to drill our way out of this inflation and this affordability crisis. And he's done nothing about it. He's focused on tariffs. He's focused on immigration. He hasn't focused on the everyday person and their lives and affordability. So when Trump talks about greatness, people ask, great for who? Because it's not great if you're broke, scared, or frankly, invisible. The new political word isn't freedom or faith, it's affordability. That's what connects New York, Virginia, and New Jersey. People want a shot at stability. They want a shot at security. You can't preach liberty to someone who can't pay rent. You can't wave the flag at someone and talk about making America great again who is hungry. Mamdani understood that. And that's why he won. He spoke to the pain behind the politics. And people, that's what real leadership looks and sounds like. This win also exposed a fault inside the Democratic Party. The base is shifting left, demanding justice, climate action, and fairness. The leadership still flirts with big money and caution. Mamdani's victory is proof that authenticity beats calculation, that you can't outconsult passion. And if the Democrats ignore grassroots again, they lose the movement that just frankly saved them. Heading into 2026, Democrats have wind in their sails, but no guarantee of smooth seas. If they deliver real cost relief, housing reform, healthcare access, they'll build a new coalition. Because right now we have the lockdown, which is a stalemate and going nowhere. Democrats have to show that they're leaders and they care about the people. Because people don't care about party. They care about who cares about them. And whoever can speak to their pain, show compassion, show empathy, will win. Now we're at a moral turning point. America is changing. Last night wasn't just a political victory, it was a moral realignment. It was young voters, Jewish, Muslims, working and middle class, saying together, we choose fairness, we choose peace, we importantly choose us. Zohran Mamdani is proof that labels can't stop truth. Call him socialist, call him communist, whatever name they use or Trump uses, the people saw something real. They saw compassion dressed up as courage. And that, my friend, is unstoppable. I am Cranky, and this is Real Talk, Honest Insight, Authentic Analysis. Drop your thoughts in the chat, hit that like button, and let's keep pushing this conversation forward. Because change doesn't just come from the top, it starts with us, the voters. We elect our representatives, they don't elect us. Remember that. Peace out.